Hello everyone, I'm Ixalan and it is Friday, so that means it's time for another MTG Top 10. This week we're taking a break from looking at the best cards in Magic's history in various categories, and we're going to look at the present. The 10 cards in Ixalan that are going to be the biggest bombs in the limited format. A bomb is a card that is so powerful that it being played completely alters the state of the game in your favor, even managing to allow you to get ahead from being behind. These are the 10 cards that you want most to open in your sealed pool or in your first booster pack during a draft in this new format. Let's get started. I do have two honorable mentions. They are the two lords that sort of depict the shards that are involved with the two of the major tribes in this set. One of them being Gishath's Son's Avatar, which is Nile, which is dinosaurs, and Admiral Beckett Brass, which is Grixis, which is pirates. They're both great, obviously. They're both very powerful. Gishath just has a ton of keywords, hits really hard, lets you play dinosaurs for free off the top of your library. And Beckett Brass is smaller, but pumps all your pirates and has a ridiculous ability that allows you to steal permanents from your opponent if you hit them with enough pirates. So both of them are good, but the reason I don't have them making the list is because they're three colors. And yes, in this format, playing three colors doesn't seem like it's going to be impossible, but they're definitely less desirable because they're three colors. It's going to be harder to play three colors than it is to play two, no matter how easy it is in this format. And because these guys are three colors, I didn't think they would make the top 10, because you're going to want bombs that you can more consistently actually end up playing if you first pick them or open them in your sealed pool, rather than these guys. But they are quite good, and if you get them, you should still feel pretty good and try to make it work. But they're not quite as easy to play, basically, as the other cards on this list. So let's start at number 10. Number 10, I have Awakening Sun's Avatar. This also isn't that easy to play because it costs 8, but its really high mana cost is the only reason it's not higher on this list. In terms of raw power, it may just be like number 1. It's basically going to destroy the whole board, and you're going to at least have a 7/7 left behind. And if you're first picking this in a draft, you can really build around it. Or if you open it in your sealed pool, you can still build around it to a lesser extent. Just blowing up the whole board and having a huge creature is awesome. Getting to 8 mana isn't going to be impossible in this format. There's lots of ramp around. There's even treasures. It does have triple white, which makes it a little prohibitive, and like I said, that's the only reason it's number 10. But I think you first pick this and try to make it work every time, because it can just instantly win you the game, more or less. At number 9, I have Repeating Barrage, which isn't a big, scary creature. Instead, it's a recurring lightning bolt effect, although it's sorcery speed and costs 3 times as much. It has Raid, and I have Hammer of Bogarden's art here in the background because that's what this card is really a callback to. Hammer of Bogarden you could only return during your upkeep for 5 mana, and this, instead, you can return whenever during your turn, if you've attacked at least. And being able to return a card like Repeating Barrage over and over again is insane. You can use it to just start picking off your opponent's creatures. You can use it to just start doming your opponent if there's a board stall. It's not the kind of card that casting it once is going to break a game open, but you're going to cast it more than once in most scenarios, and it's going to just take over the game. It's a card I like a lot, and you should first pick it most of the time. Repeating Barrage is what I have at number 9. At number 8, I have Carnage Tyrant. This is another just sort of like generically large dinosaur. This one, though, is very difficult to kill. It has hexproof, and it's not that easy to block either because it has trample. You can't just chump it. It can't be countered either, which will occasionally come up. There's not a lot to say about Carnage Tyrant. It's a hyper-efficient, large, powerful creature, and you're going to want it in any green deck if you can make that happen. At number 7, I have Captivating Crew, which is just a 4-mana 4/3, right? Well, yeah, but it has a threaten effect that it can be used as many times as you have mana, basically. I mean, usually you're not going to be able to do it more than twice a turn, but even doing this once a turn can break a game open. You just start stealing one of your opponent's creatures, suddenly you're +2 on your opponent because you took one away from them, and you have 1, and suddenly your board is able to attack much more easily. If your opponent plays Captivating Crew and you can't kill it, you're probably going to lose the game in the end. It's just that powerful. At number 6, I have River's Rebuke. This is just a big splashy spell, which for 6 mana can return all of your opponent's non-land permanents to their hand. This card's great because it can sort of reset the game on your opponent's side while you're just get to keep all your permanents in play. It's very hard for this not to be profitable for you because you're paying 6 mana, and you're definitely bouncing more than 6 mana worth of permanents most of the time. And yeah, you probably spent a turn using River's Rebuke, but generally, if you even just have a decent board in play, this is going to be enough for you to get ahead in the game. Your opponent's going to have to take like 2 turns to recast everything, and you're going to be able to attack them for all the damage you want after you use River's Rebuke. It's a great blue card, and again, like all of the cards on this list, it's very first pickable. At number 5, I have Huatli, Warrior Poet, one of the very powerful planeswalkers in this set, and the first gold card. There are several gold cards on this list. Anyway, Huatli is great. Not incredible. That's why it's only number 5. I mean, obviously, it's still number 5 on a list like this, so it's great, but there is a planeswalker higher than this on this list. Huatli can gain you life, which sometimes is nice, and it's nice because it increases its loyalty when you do that, and she starts with fairly low loyalty, so that doesn't hurt, but I think where she's really going to be good is just when you can churn out a dinosaur every turn. The dinosaurs are going to protect her, and you're slowly going to build an advantage doing that. Obviously, her -X can be useful too. All of her abilities are useful, but her 0 create a dinosaur creature token thing is the best thing about her, and you'll be very happy to play her, and you should try to make it work. Splashing isn't going to be too hard in this format, so you probably should. At number 4, another gold card, Regisaur Alpha. This thing's nuts because it's good even if you have no other dinosaurs in your deck, because you're paying 5 mana for 7/7 worth of stats, 3 of which has trample and haste, and that's pretty good. Giving all your other dinosaurs haste is just sort of gravy. Regisaur Alpha, very strong. It's going to be good in any deck, and in a dinosaur deck, it'll be ridiculous. At number 3, I have Hostage Taker. This thing's nuts. It's like Fiend Hunter plus Gaunty, and that's insane. Like, you get to exile, it's a removal spell, basically. And not only that, you can then cast a spell you remove, which means if you cast a spell before your opponent can kill Hostage Taker, they're just never going to get it back. And that is insane. It's an easy 2-for-1. It's kind of almost a 3-for-1. It is very powerful. Hostage Taker's nuts. It's probably going to see playing Constructed too, incidentally. It's just that good. Hostage Taker at number 3. At number 2, we have our other Planeswalker, Vraska Relic Seeker, and I think she's just better. This is because not only can she make pirate creature tokens to protect herself, her -3 can destroy artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, and you get a piece of treasure in the process, which doesn't hurt. Her -10 is good. It's not, like, incredible. I mean, obviously, if you get to use it, it's going to be good, and she can get there, but, you know, her +2 and -3 are very powerful, and just... she can just win the game and take it over on her own. She can get you ahead from behind by either making pirate tokens or killing your opponent's best permanent, and Vraska's just really good. And at number 1, we have a monocolored card, and it's number 1 on this list for the same reason that Beckett, Brass, and Inesh didn't make the list, sort of. It's monocolored. While some of the other gold cards on the list might be stronger, Burning Sun's Avatar is monocolored. It's going to be easier for you to actually get to play it, and it's a ridiculous card. 6 mana for a 6/6 that does 3 damage to a creature, and your opponent is incredibly good. It's like Flametongue Kavu on steroids, basically, and it's a dinosaur, which doesn't hurt. So those are what I think are the 10 biggest bombs in this format, sort of with, you know, 2 honorable mentions, sort of 12 biggest bombs in this format, 4 limited, obviously. In the comments, let me know what you think are the biggest bombs in the format, what you most want to open in your first pack or in your sealed pool. Thanks for watching. Don't forget my content's sponsored by 5colorcombo.com. You can head over to their store and enter my discount code NEEDSAHONE5 to get a 5% discount. Thanks for watching.